Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Legends video. My name is DFree. Here today we have a ton of stuff to cover. We have the brand new Sparking Janemba and Gogeta. We have the EX 14 and 15. We have the Fat Buu ZENKAI Awakening. And we also do have SSJ3 SHALLOT coming to the game. So I hope you guys enjoy. Hit that subscribe if you're new for more content, as well as a notification so you miss nothing that we upload here on the channel. Just go ahead and do it. Anyways, so if you're wondering when this stuff comes out, next time you get your login bonus for the following day, of course, is when that's when, right? Maintenance is currently going for some of this stuff. Again, later on today, this stuff does come out. I'll also be doing summons and stuff like that. Stay tuned. All right. So starting things out, we do have, again, SS3 SHALLOT here. Renzi did say that the site is kind of inconsistent, right? So it's a little bit hard to tell exactly what he does, so forgive me. We just kind of need to really just see it in game. But what I can tell you is we can kind of sift through it a little bit to see what he is doing here. So the main ability restores own health by 25% and restores 30% of strike damage and blast damage of all allies for 15 counts. I kind of feel like that's SS1 SHALLOT's ability there. Yeah, I think that might have been. Anyways, I think that we can't really take a look too much at SHALLOT because it's overlapping with a lot of stuff. Like, this is his SS2 unique right here. You know, it's a little overlapping. I think that these ones down here, though, at the very bottom, are his new ones because this is his base. And this is SS1, I believe. This is SS2. And then he has two uniques right here. I think these are both new, so I'm going to go ahead and read those. But we can't really see, like, his main ability and stuff like that, I don't think. Unless that is the main ability. Anyways, applies the following effects to self after transforming. He gets 30% of damage inflicted for 30 counts. Another 20% damage inflicted, but that one is for 45 counts. And then he gets another 20% of damage inflicted that has no timer on it, but it can't be canceled, which is pretty nice. And then he has another 20% of damage inflicted per defeated battle member as well. Also reduces damage received by 40% until combo ends when changing cover. He has a free cover cut because there's no penalty of substitution count on it, like most other cover cut units have. It's not the 50% most modern units have, but 40 is, you know, decent, I'd say, for SHALLOT. It essentially gives you a free switch into SHALLOT, especially because you can heal with your main ability. I'm presuming you can still do that, right? And then his main abilities always activate really quick. So there's a ton of damage already in that first unique. No, he did not get any rarity upgrade, but again, that's probably just not going to happen. There's no point in even looking for it. It's probably not going to happen. Plus 10% of strike damage inflicted for 10 counts every time this character uses an arts card. Very reminiscent of, I was going to say Strike or STR. Gogeta from Dokkan. No. The older Super Gogeta or like Fury Broly or Nail, theirs are different a little bit, but very similar. Plus 10% in strike damage, not general, strike damage, for 10 counts every time this character uses an arts card in general. That's really good. It can stack nicely. The following effects occur based on own health remaining after he gets hit. If you have 50% or more, plus 20% of strike damage inflicted for 20 counts after being hit. Okay, so this is like Purple Cooler and Purple Goku Black. I'm assuming that you can just, for that top one, it doesn't work for the health is below 50%, but if your health is above 50%, if they tap shot you, you know, or tap punch you or whatever, that should stack like those other guys. They literally get free damage bonuses for no reason because of stuff like that. This should stack, right? Because that should count. And then if your health is below 50%, you get a 70% to damage inflicted bonus one time. You want to stay above 50% because you completely lose on a lot of damage potential if you're transformed or whatever. Now, he still has the same Z ability, health, so nothing really to talk about there. But yeah, that should stack like those other guys. All right, so the banner is an Ultra Space Time Summon banner. We're going to go ahead and start things off by taking a look at 14, and then we'll take a look at Janemba, then 15, Gogeta afterwards, and then finish off with Fat Buu. So plus 35% of strike damage inflicted for 20 counts, and also shortens ally subcount by 5, which that last part is very good in this game. It always will be, no matter who it is. It'll always be a good ability. Plus 40% of strike damage inflicted when this character enters the battlefield. It cannot be canceled, or excuse me, cannot be stacked. Also applies the following effects to self when a blue or android of this character is a battle member. He reduces damage received by 20% for 15 counts and also increases arts card dodge skill by 1 for 15 counts. That first unique is kind of just whatever, right? Same with the main ability, kind of whatever. But this next unique is really, really impactful. Applies the following effects to allied blue or android characters when this character is switched to standby. So when he switches out, restores health by 5% and plus 30% of damage inflicted for your blue or android characters. This is so, like, crazy. It's a free heal of 5%, which isn't that much, but it might be sometimes be the difference between, you know, winning or losing a game, right? But 30% damage as well, just a free 30% extra damage on blue or Android characters. Now, the new generation of EX cards are designed to run dual color. Like, this guy's going to be blue, purple, stuff like that for the Z ability, right? He starts off as strike defense for both colors, but then picks up strike attack later on. So, like, the new model of EXs for a while has been this, with, like, yellow Broly. He's doing blue-yellow, red-green on Android 13 EX. Like, that's a new thing, right? But on an Android team, this guy will still be pretty solid because of that. Anyways, take a look at the special move. -5 to own strike arts cost for 10, counts upon activation. Also draws a strike arts card next, and plus 35% of key recovery with the green card. Kind of generic outside of that one unique, in my opinion. In my opinion, EXs I've always spoken very highly of, but they're not anything special anymore with the newer ones. They've been okay. I mean, like Shisami, ever since like Shisami, maybe the batch before that, they've just been kind of eh. I don't really care so much about them. They're not super relevant, but there are still some incredibly relevant and good ones out there, like Nail and Whis and Zangia. There's a bunch of them, but the ones that have been dropping for the last couple of months haven't been that great. Rildo's okay. GT Goku can be really good in the right setting. Long story short. Alright, so restore its own ki by 40 and plus 40% to blast damage inflicted for 20 counts. Plus 30% to special move, awaken and ultimate damage by allies. Inflicted by allies for 20 counts. This is very reminiscent of SS4 Vegeta's ability. Very good. This is a very good unique, our main ability, excuse me. And he also buffs Android, so he's a lot more flexible than the other one is. So, like, this one automatically becomes really good alongside Fusion 13 because of the fact he has an ultimate and stuff like that. Applies the following effects to himself from the battle start for 25 counts. He fizzles out after 25 counts. He loses all the following buffs. 30% of blast damage inflicted, draw speed bonus level +1, plus 40% of key recovery. But when he's defeated, he inflicts all enemies with the attribute downgrade plus 30% of damage received, which is really good because they'll just get shredded because of that. But he fizzles out very quick. He's like, you just want to let him die. That's use his main ability, but then let him die. Nullifies own abnormal conditions and then draws these special arts cards next after the enemy's attack is over, and it activates twice. I know I was supposed to flip to Janemba. I just kind of started this. Forgive me. All right. Inflicts enemies attribute downgrade plus 10% to blast damage received. Draws a blast arts card next, plus 20% of blast damage inflicted. I see what they're trying to do. I personally don't care for characters that fizzle out really quick, but again, he'll be really good on an Android-based team because of that main ability and also the Z ability. Blast attack and defense is very relevant for that type of build because it's Androids, right? So you can just kind of do whatever you want. But anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at Super Janemba. So red unit, melee-based as well. So, all right, here we go. So for the first ability here, the main ability, draws a special arts card next. That is the green card, plus 35% to strike damage inflicted for 30 counts as well, and minus 10 to own strike arts cost for 30 counts as well. So pretty solid, going to be very good for dealing, obviously, a lot of strike damage. Let's take a look at what his green card does immediately. So counter will activate upon enemy's blast or tap blast attacks when this character is charging forward with this special skill. So you have to dash forward with this. This is our first dash forward counter, by the way. It's very interesting. The following effects occur on hit. Immobilizes the enemy. So immobilization doesn't last very long unless it's the stronger one. Heavy immobilization, I think it's called. Anyways, all this is going to do is just give you priority. It really didn't even need to immobilize because that's going to give you like a second to switch if you need to, by the way, I think. But anyways, immobilizes the enemy. It's not feint, but it's immobilization. An entirely different status. Plus 75% to the next strike arts or special move arts damage inflicted. Cannot be stacked. Very similar to EX Yellow Broly, who does blast and special move. But then also, if the enemy is a Saga from Movies character, destroy all of your enemy's cards as well. Just free destruction. Also, I want to kind of immediately talk about these new cards. So there's 2 new cards that came in with this batch as well. You might have noticed this happen with the SS4s. So this guy has a strike card that he puts in your deck, which again is relevant because they're in your deck, meaning the other characters that are there are able to draw these cards and use them as well. So this one here is sustained damage up. So it's a strike card which inflicts the enemy attribute downgrade plus 10% to damage received, forcing your enemy to take 10% more damage. Obviously, if you have multiple of these at any point, it's going to stack. It's going to be very nice, but it's very good. I would honestly take that over most other types of effects like this. Now, another example of a red character that came out literally just now is SS4 Vegeta, who does something similar. Now, personally, I would take Janemba's ability over this one any day of the week, right? But this guy also, I have to kind of talk about the fact this guy has 2. Same goes for SS4 Goku. They have 2 because they have the built-in like shot here and then the other one down here. So let's talk about this. The card that gets put in your deck blast cards with plus 20% to blast damage inflicted for 2 counts when used. So basically is there to make your next blast card 20% stronger. By the time you use 2 blast cards, it'll have fallen off. It doesn't stack that way because it just doesn't work like that. 2 counts is very quick, right? 20% is going to just pretty much make your blast cards hit very hard. So, also, blast cards from this guy cause your enemy to take 10% more strike damage. Now, the idea between these SS4s is that Goku does the inverse. You know, you kind of just switch between them and stuff like that. His strike cards cause the enemy to take more blast damage, which obviously works very well with the blast card that would be in your deck. And then when you're using blast cards literally from Vegeta, right? That's the idea. That's what they did here. Same deal. Strike damage up. So, it's a little different. But Gogeta, just for the record, for the spoiler, gives your allies 10% bonus damage, which is dumb. And Janemba makes your enemies take more damage, which is also really dumb. Honestly, it's crazy. It's crazy what they're doing with these abilities lately. All right. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. Restores ki by 30, plus 40% of damage inflicted, received, for 15 counts. Also gradually restores own health each timer count for 30 counts as well. So that's very relevant because of the I just realized that my music is off. Shout out to Tyrant there. Let's turn that. It's off. I can't really turn it back on without going through my folders. I don't know when it turned off. Forgive me. Anyways, that's a more modern way that they're building these units, giving them ki when they enter the battlefield. So ki, damage, and also recovery, which I think is like 6,000, maybe 3,000, one of the two. Every timer count. It's obviously very good, especially when in conjunction, when used with Sparking Baby, that's obviously going to be very good. Plus 30% of damage inflicted against Saga and Moves characters. Cannot be canceled. Reduces damage received from Saga and Moves characters as well by 20%. Can't be canceled. And while this character is on the battlefield, the following effects occur every time the enemy uses a special arts card, which is the green card, plus 20% of damage inflicted for 15 counts. Reduces enemy's ki by 30. So he's red. Pretty much anti-Sagas in the movies. He's going to do bonus damage to every character you see on your screen. So obviously it's a very expansive list of characters, right? But the main thing people are looking for with this guy, which is why a lot of people expect him to be red, even though Kid Buu is still pretty decent. I think that Janemba now is, by the way, the best red fighter here. It just kind of depends what you're trying to do. But I would take Janemba probably. Anyways, the main thing they were looking for was a counter to Gohan. He really heavily penalizes Gohan because he takes reduced damage, he does bonus damage, he has type advantage, and then he also reduces enemies' ki by 30 every time they use a green card, which Gohan also is very good because he has that versatile green card as well. So it's very penalizing, which also offsets Gohan's ki recovery from the green card as well. I don't know off the top of my head how much it is, but we'll find out right now. It offsets it, right? It might change upon transformation, but restores ki by 30. Yeah, it offsets it. That's one of the things that makes that Gohan so oppressive, is he's just free combo city. That's what he is. All right, special move. Massive slice damage and 100% chance to inflict heavy bleed on hit. This is, I think, 6,000 damage per count. So heavy bleed is actually pretty relevant as time goes on, especially if you can't get rid of it or if you can't heal. It's very good. All right, so the green card. Counter activates upon... Actually, already read that. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. He boosts strike attack for regen and then does pick up Sagas from the movies, which is crazy that these guys are both buffing Sagas. Crazy good. We take a look at Gogeta here, who is a blast-based unit. Main ability here draws a special move arts card next and restores ki by 50. So he's able to use the special move immediately. That's the blue card for the people at home that don't know. 100% to special move damage as well. Inflicted. Can't be canceled. So he draws a blue card and immediately gives a 100% damage bonus. Okay. Yeah. After 15 counts, by the way. That's very quick. All right, Fusion Reborn, unique ability 1, applies the following effects to self once 40 counts have elapsed from the battle start. So he's another delayed fighter, okay? As the battle goes on, he gets these bonuses. Restores health by 20%, a free health restoration. Plus 50% of damage inflicted, cannot be canceled. Also increases arts card draw speed level by 1 and can't be canceled. That's very good for characters that are able to remove your buffs, like Super Vegito. He comes to mind. Not being able to take a 50% damage bonus off is very good. Also, the draw speed level bonus, pretty solid too. All right, so plus 30% of damage inflicted against Transforming Warrior. They could have easily made this regen. I think the reason why they didn't is because Super Vegito does do bonus damage to regen as well, and they just didn't want to have regen be completely shredded by this team. But, I mean, enough of them are in here anyway. I mean, you have Super Baby 2, who's going to get annihilated because he's going to take that bonus damage, and then also Gogeta's just going to eat Super Baby 2 is tanky, but he's going to get eaten alive, right? But there are a number of other characters in here that are going to take a lot of damage that are relevant, like Full Power Frieza, Bojack, who's annoying too. Obviously, he's going to take some decent damage. He's able to offset it a little bit because of type advantage, but you get my point. Applies the following effects to self based on the number of battle members when this character enters the battlefield. When he enters the battlefield, you have 3 members. He gets a 50% blast damage bonus inflicted, and then also -5 to blast cards. If you have 2 battle members, meaning one of your guys is dead, 50% damage bonus to blast damage specifically, and then -7 to blast arts cost. But if he is your last fighter, you get a 50% damage bonus, general damage. So it works for strikes, blasts, whatever. It's not just blasts. And also, you get -7 to strike or blast arts cards. Crazy. As your last fighter, he's going to hit so hard. Note, this can be removed. It does not say it cannot be removed. Can't be canceled. So yeah, that part of his, he can lose some of his bonuses, but not all of them. Not enough to be relevant. So anyways, we're going to take a look at the special, which also gives him another 25% of damage. So he's going to do 125% damage one time after using the main ability. That's pretty nuts, man. That's a guaranteed one-shot, I think. I think that's a guaranteed one-shot on a lot of units. On a lot of, not on most, but on a lot. Green card here. Dashing forward, combo starting green card, not a counter. The following effects occur on hit. Immobilizes the enemy. Immobilization, again, should give you enough time to switch and then get into a combo if you need to. Plus 20% of damage inflicted for 10 counts. You get an immediate damage bonus. Reduces next damage sustained by 25%. So he gets some damage cut. I think that's his only damage cut at all in here. I don't remember, so don't at me. Applies the following. It's there until the enemy's combo is over. It also has blast armor when dashing forward. Pretty good. Again, his blast card that he puts in your freaking deck. Super Vegito is just chomping at the bit with this, because Super Vegito breathes and gets 10 billion buffs. He can pick up more if he uses this blast card, right? Plus 10% to damage, general damage, not even blast damage, general damage for 10 counts. That character gets a 10% damage bonus. Oh my god. And then he buffs Movie's blast attack. Yeah, like that's insanity, bro. Let's take a look at Zenkai's Fat Boo. I don't think all of his information is here either. Like I mentioned with Shallot, it's kind of all over the place. Applies the following effects to all enemies when this character enters the battlefield. Inflicted with no switching for 5 counts. Activates 3 times. Inflicts attribute downgrade plus 25% to damage received for 15 counts, which is pretty good. It inflicts them with the attribute downgrade plus 3 to strike arts cost. It seems like he's going more from the negative side of things. Not bad, but like inflicting the enemy with stuff. Similar to Broly. Broly functions the same way. He's not really worried about buffing himself as much as he is kind of like debuffing the enemy. Soft Body applies the following effects to self after the enemy's attack is over. Restores 30% of damage received. Also plus 100% to the next strike arts card. Okay. Can't be canceled, can't be stacked, and it restores 15% of HP when changing cover. If you switch him in there on a cover, let's go ahead and kind of calculate this. If you cover cut with this guy, he restores 30% of the damage he took, gets health, 15% more health on top of that. He also is going to inflict them with no switching. He's going to ruin their strike arts cost. They better immediately rush this guy because he's going to get really annoying very fast. I don't think this is his special move or his green card, though. Plus 20% of strike damage received. That could be it. But major explode damage screams not it to me. So I don't think that's been updated enough. So there we have it. Let me know what you guys think. These guys are crazy. So thank you all for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that subscribe if you were new, and I'll catch all of you in the next one.